Hi YouTubers! So this video is a vlog about some things that I've been thinking about, pondering, and wanted to share with my viewers. So to start out, I guess I will go with what I've been up to. The past couple weeks I've been getting back into the swing of things. As most of you know, I teach at 3 different dance studios, and each week another one has been added in, and now I'm back at all 3 locations this week. So it's been really great and getting back into it, and it's been really nice getting to see new faces, old faces. One of the things that I started doing this week was taking classes for myself at the ballet school that I work for. I started doing this, but not regularly because I couldn't really commit with my schedule last winter into early spring. And it kind of just phased out for me for the time being. And then at the end of last spring and into the summer, I just had kind of this overwhelming feeling that I really needed to get back in there, and I needed to be committed to a certain number of days each week and to improving my technique, to learning new things, being inspired by new things, and just feeling, even though I'm dancing with high schoolers and middle schoolers, feeling like, I guess, kind of part of a unit or a team almost. I mean, some of them are my own students or my assistants when I teach younger kids. It's kind of funny, the way the lines cross and things, but I had this kind of epiphany is a strong word, but it really almost was. And I'm going to get into why it was really important to me to do this, but basically, so far I've really enjoyed getting back into class. Over the summer, I was going to Boston Ballet and taking the adult classes, which I have done here and there the past couple years, so it wasn't new to me, but I was more consistent this summer to kind of help prepare my body to the transition into the fall and just for enjoyment. So with all of that said, I wanted to review my history when it comes to the dance world and my dance career just a little bit. I've been dancing since I was about 3, and I've loved it. And I have studied along the way into my adulthood ballet, tap, jazz, lyrical, modern, hip-hop, contemporary, a little bit of some other things I've dabbled in. However, when I first started, the studio I began my training at was very much a recital-based school, and although they said that they offered ballet, it really was not classical ballet. And there really isn't a future in ballet for any students that pursue their dance education at that studio. Unfortunately, as a kid, I didn't really, I didn't know the difference that young, and I didn't know what I really wanted, and by the time I figured it out and made the connections and realized kind of what I had to do and where I had to be to really grow in my ballet technique and artistry and all of that, I was almost 13 years old. So I was at that first studio for a good deal of time, primarily focusing on other styles of dance. And my first dream, kind of like every little girl that starts dance, was to get on point. So I wasn't really thinking about professional career within the dance world or any of that. I wanted those point shoes. I feel like everyone can kind of relate. And so when I was 12 or 13, I did an intensive at another studio and kind of really busted my butt and worked super hard, and I had no idea what I was doing. I just threw myself into their intermediate level with all these dancers that had been dancing in that studio and at that caliber forever. And I wanted it, and that was kind of the beginning of my journey. From there, I try not to have regrets in life. But I kind of made the mistake of leaving that studio after the intensive and switching to another school that my best friend, who is still my best friend, and she's the co-director of our dance program, but anyway, that she had attended her whole life. And they had a classical training program, but it still was not to the level that I would have liked to be trained at, I guess. Yeah. Again, it took me a while to realize that, and when you're that age, a lot of times you choose things like friends, what are they doing, or, you know, who's going where, and what makes sense at that time in your life. So I finally was at a place, at least, where, like, yes, I did get my point shoes, not until I was about 14. I know that's late for a lot of people. And I was consistently taking ballet classes, more and more so advanced, and as well as the other styles of dance. So in that respect, it was nice because I do really love so many other dance genres. So I had that opportunity to do that. So I left, or I graduated, and I got into all 6 of my top choices of schools for college. My very top choice, unfortunately, did not give me really any money for, you know, financial aid or scholarship. So it was a very expensive school. It had a fantastic dance program, probably the best one out of all the schools that I had picked. And I had to audition to get in, but I declined my acceptance there for financial reasons. I ended up going to, it was either my second or third choice, I don't remember at this point, and it was in the boondocks and way up north, and not really my style. At heart, I'm more of a city girl, and I like to be able to walk everywhere and be surrounded by people, and this was just like kind of cow tipping country, and that made it really hard for me. But my freshman year at school was extremely difficult, and part of the reason, I believe, was that feeling of seclusion that I just mentioned. I think that put a lot of stress on me, and I felt out of my comfort zone. But also, that was during some of the time of the reign of my eating disorder. And I was very active in the school. I was thriving in my classes, both academic and my dance and performing art classes and my business management classes, because I went as an arts management major with a concentration in dance and theater. So, along with all of those, I was also in dance company, on dance team, and performed in dance concert. I was the treasurer of another club. So, it was pretty crazy for me. I got really sick while I was there because I wasn't taking care of myself. I got severe mono. It was just a really messy year, and somehow I pulled through, but it got scary at times. Needless to say, I could not return my sophomore year. I needed to take care of myself, figure out my life, more so than most 19-year-olds have to. So from there, I enrolled in cosmetology school, and it should have taken an average of 8 to 10 months to get through it. Instead, it took me, I think it was a year and 2 months, because I was still very sick. I was struggling a lot with different things, and but I got through it, and I got my license. I moved on. I started working in salons. While I was in hair school and into the transition into working in the salon environment, I also started applying for jobs as a dance teacher at different places. And since high school, I had assisted. I had volunteered for different dance things. I had a lot of different opportunities under my belt that I had been successful at to put on a starter's resume, along with, while I was in college, I was studying vigorously as both in the performance and the teaching areas, and I took a teaching dance for children class and all that. So for a few years, that was my journey there, and working in the salon full-time, teaching part-time at 1 to 2 studios, and then I decided I was going to go back to school, and I went to community college because it made the most sense for me at that point in my life. And I finished, I again worked my butt off, and I finished very quickly with almost a 4.0 average GPA, and it was an accomplishment for me because at that time I had been hit with my gastroparesis, which is in all my other videos. So again, health problems, and I was able to dance there. I was able to do theater related things. I was able to kind of carry out the major I had started at a lower level, but because it was community college, but enough to keep me going to finish my associate's degree, which was a huge accomplishment for me. And I do plan on continuing my education, but that's where I am right now. During that time, I continued to move up the ladder, teaching more dance classes, being involved at more dance studios, taking more classes, exploring different things, and it just all kind of came together. So with that said, I guess a couple things I want to stress on. Some of the videos that I put up on my YouTube channel of me actually dancing, I've had people like them, I've had people dislike them, I've had good comments, and I've had, structural appropriate critiques, and I've had very negative comments. And I think that's kind of across the board for most dancers or any kind of performer. Like, you put yourself out there on a place like YouTube where the world can see it, and you have to expect that. And I don't run away from my computer screen crying. It is what it is. Sometimes I reply, sometimes I don't, but I guess I want to put it out there that just like anyone else that is any kind of artist, you have to have such a heart for it and such a passion and a love. I consider dancing my entirety. If I couldn't dance or have it in my life in some form, I honestly don't think I could go on and live. And some people watching my other videos and then watching this one might be like, are you kidding me? You're not that good, or whatever you might think in your mind. And some people might be like, I can totally relate, and I've watched your videos, and great job, and keep dancing, or whatever. But what I'm saying is that there are pretty much 3 labels in the professional dance world. Number 1 is a professional dancer. And within that, there's other labels, like there's the ballet dancers, the modern dancers, whatever, but professional dancer. And then there's the dance teacher. And then there's the choreographer. And if you are in this world, you pretty much know that if you can succeed in one of those, that is a huge accomplishment in itself. To see someone succeed in two of those is pretty rare, actually. To really, truly be very strong and capable in two of those categories. But to see someone that well-rounded as a choreographer, dancer, and teacher, all three of them, and be excellent at all of them, and be able to give themselves fully to all of them, is so rare. Like, yes, we see it happen, but well done? Not usually. So, for me, right now in my life, my number one, and I know like my calling, is teaching dance. I know, I can say with confidence that I am a good dance teacher. I am a great dance teacher. And I have more to learn. I want to learn more. I have more to experience. I want to continue to move up the ladder in different ways. And I just want to strive for the best I can be. I would say my number two is choreographer. I haven't really quite labeled myself as a choreographer yet. I do a lot of choreography and I love it and I do believe I'm good at it. And that is something I'm working on because I would like to be a choreographer along with my teaching at some point in my life, in some way, in some fashion. For some people, I would like to have that title as well. A performer, I know most likely, I should never say never, but I know most likely, okay, like I'm not fooling myself. I know most likely I will not reach performance level at a professional level. So, I mean, I can perform all I want, because anyone can, and it's a wonderful feeling, and you can always improve upon yourself, and that's what I try to do. So, but will I ever be a professional dancer? I don't see it happening the way I see the other things happening, and I'm okay with that. But now I go back to how I started with talking about taking those ballet classes. They're so important to me because, as most of you know, ballet is the foundation of these other dance genres. It's so crucial. And I, number one, feel like I need to continue to strengthen myself in my ballet, especially because I started so late in the game, to not only be better as in ballet, but also to give more to my students and to be better in the other dance genres. But also, I've had this craving for ballet and dancing ballet in some way my whole life. And I'm realizing that I'm getting older, and that especially in ballet, your body, you retire at a much younger age, and you have to because it's so physically demanding, and that your ability to increase your technique and artistry and everything else that comes with it kind of slows down and then comes to a halt much earlier than in so many other professions or even other dance styles. So it's really important to me that I do this for myself, for my students, and whoever my audience may be one day, including you guys that take the time to watch my videos and comment, good or bad. I do appreciate both, and I feel like, it's intimidating to go into the classroom sometimes as an adult, as a teacher, surrounded by some of my own students or the kids I see around the studio, and to take class next to them, and their leg is getting way up here, and mine is only getting to here at this point. But I try not to let it really kind of grab me. As soon as I start to feel that way, I try to push it away and say, you know what, I'm not here for them, for those kids or whomever is in the room. I'm here for me and my own journey and my own goals that I've set for myself, or that I may set for myself as time goes on. And I just wanted to say that you don't have to be the most articulated, technically advanced dancer, or any kind, but say ballet dancer, to be a very good ballet teacher or choreographer. It's just across the board like that. And I think it's really important, not only when you guys watch and critique my videos, but when you surf YouTube and go through other people's videos and you're about to post mean, nasty things, that you keep that in mind. Like, why do you think that particular person posted that video? Why do you think they're up there dancing or they're showing something that they're doing? Because there's so many reasons, and everyone has their own goals for themselves. And I think that it's just so important that we all kind of take these thoughts in and all just try to better ourselves and kind of look in the mirror. That's so important. And anyone that's watching this that doesn't know what that means, go ask your parents or Google it. Looking in the mirror is vital to any kind of success in your life and to becoming a better person all around. And I didn't know this video was going to get so preachy, but that's just kind of what I have to say. It's what's been on my mind, and I'm just so full of energy and vibrance right now and wanting to be vocal about these matters, and that dancing is for everyone in different ways. And so you guys know, dancing for me right now is teaching, being the best teacher I can be, choreographing whenever I have the opportunity, and taking as many classes as I can right now. And then sharing all that through different means with you guys, and just kind of soaking it all up, because it never ends. And if you have a passion for it, you should do it. And don't let anyone or anything get in your way, and just go for it. And if you've never heard of them, check out R-H-E-E Gold. He is a very inspirational member of the dance community. And he's located in Massachusetts, and he runs an outstanding facility. But not just that, he also does seminars for teachers and studio owners and all these things. But the things he posts on Facebook or his website and just, social media are so incredibly inspiring and insightful and true. And it's people like him that really put such great and sometimes very different perspective on why it is we dance, or we do something in the dance world. And I'm going to end there, and thank you for listening to me go on. I do appreciate everything. I hope you take the time to watch this. Comment. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. And I'll be posting again soon. Keep on dancing. Thank you.